Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this lecture of the course. In many of the previous case studies and example demonstrations that I made during the course, we used a relatively high equity in the demo account. Sometimes it was $20,000, other times it was $40,000, and something in between. The obvious question that needs to be asked is a simple question. Okay, that's relatively large amounts of money. What do I do if I have, let's say, a small account? Let's say I have only $1,000 that are available for trading in my trading account. How can I use the GTR for that? Can I use the GTR in order to trade this caliber of money? And my answer to that is definitely yes, and in this lecture I'm going to cover a simple configuration that I run it on a $1,000 demo account in the backtesting, and in a few minutes I'm going to show you the results, or should I say even the surprising results. The bottom line here, it's all a question of the GTR inputs that you're using, or to be more accurate, the values, the numbers that you use in the GTR inputs file. It's 100% scalable. You can adjust it to any kind of account, any caliber, any size, starting from small accounts in the area of $1,000 and continue even with very large amounts in the accounts, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. But here we are in the lower side of the scale, so please take a look at this GTR inputs. What do we see here? What changes do I make in order to scale down the GTR inputs so it would run also on a $1,000 account? Well, first we can see here the global take profit is $8, relatively small. There is just one process. In addition to that, let's turn our attention to these vectors, the volume up vector and the volume down vector. You can see it's starting from 0.01 and it continues for another 0.01, 0.02 that repeats 3 times, and 0.03 that repeats also 3 times, and 0.04 that repeats 4 times, and so on and so forth. So relatively, these numbers in the up and down vectors, although they are symmetrical in this case, are small. If you compare that to the numbers we used in previous case studies or demonstrations, these are extremely small. You can see that the largest number in the vector is not even 0.1. It's 0.08. Okay, so in order to run the GTR on small accounts, the answer is very simple. The first measure that you need to take is to use very small numbers, very small volumes in the up and down vectors. Secondly, you can see that the process take profit again was strongly adjusted downwards. Now it's only $4. And moreover, you can see that the up and down move vectors are no longer 100 pips, they are now 200 pips. Okay, so I give much more room for the prices to fluctuate without hitting additional levels. That's actually the implication of enlarging these numbers in the up and down move vectors. All right, so this is the GTR inputs, and now you ask yourself probably, hey, with such small numbers like $8 in the global take profit and $4 in the process take profit. By the way, in this case, since there is only one process, it's actually the $4 which we are aiming. So in order to hit the $8, which is the global take profit, this this process simply needs to run twice. Okay, and profit $4 and another $4, and then we hit the $8, and then the process runs again. So it doesn't really matter, and I did it in deliberately because I wanted this number, the lower one, to actually determine our target take profit. Okay, but you ask yourself, hey, what can I achieve with such small numbers? Well, you are going to be greatly surprised. Let's go and run this configuration on the year 2015 and see what we are getting. Here we go, here it is. We start, like always, from January 2nd, 2015, and we fast forward the whole process. Okay, so we're starting here, and here the base equity, as you can see, is only $1,000. Okay, so here we go towards the end of January, which is here, and we see that we have something like $1,121. So we have profited $121, which looks a bit low, but this is more than 10% yield over just 1 month, which you must admit it's quite impressive. Let's move forward, or shall I say fast forward. You already know this process, so I will allow myself to really run this demonstration a bit faster. Let's jump straight to the end of April. Here it is, the end of April, and we are here with $1,469. Okay, so this is $469 profit, which is something like 47% yield over a period of only 4 months. That's a huge wow. Let's move forward to the end of this run. Well, that's where I'm here right now. This is, as you can see, it's running right now as I speak, and this is the beginning of November. Okay, so let's see the result for the first 10 months of 2015, which is here. Okay, it's $1,800. Now this is 80% yield for 10 months and counting. Okay, it continues. Well, I don't know what's going to happen down the road. Okay, you have the configuration. You are more than welcome in order to continue and run it for the 2 months that are left, or for any other year, 2016 or 2014, or whatever you think is appropriate. Let's take a quick look at the graph. Well, that's a beautiful one. That's a beautiful one. And this is more than 10 months. So this GTR with this specific configuration hold on a $1,000 account and almost doubled the money. Well, I have a good reason to believe that until the end of the year the money would be doubled. So the equity would be, instead of 1,000, it will be something in the area of 2000. So that's close to, or not close, that's 100% annually, which is beyond imagination. And this is on a very small account. Well, what I want to emphasize is that you need to test and retest and verify and re-verify this configuration before you put it into live trading. Please read again the disclaimer of this course. But my purpose in showing you this demonstration is just one point, and only one point. It's not that I'm recommending this specific configuration. What I'm trying to prove is that with some modifications and proper changes in the GTR inputs, you can run the GTR very profitably, or should I say even extremely profitably, also on a very small amounts of money. And this is the bottom line. You can be even more cautious. You can make additional adjustment to take some more safety margins in the move up and down vectors and in the volume vectors and in your target profits, whatever you find appropriate. And you can run it very cautiously for a short period of time. Okay, there are many things that you can do in order to add another safety cushion to your running, especially if you run it on first on demo account and then on a live account. But the bottom line, and I won't be shy, I would want to say it again, is that what I've proven here is that you can run the GTR on any caliber of money that you have, starting from $1,000. By the way, if you have $500, there is a configuration that can run also on $500. I used $1,000 because that was the amount that I repeatedly got from student queries. Okay, and this is the main reason behind the fact that I'm adding this recording, this lecture, because I got this query, this question many times. Okay, you're showing us case studies at $20, $30, $40, $50, $80,000. We don't have that amount of money. What can I do with smaller amounts of money? What do I do if I have only $1,000 that I want to I want to trade in my GTR account? All right, so here is the answer, and I think that's a good answer. And anyway, I would appreciate any feedbacks, any feedbacks and additional queries that you may have. And what's more important is that until I'll see you again, just keep smiling.